I would like to call the school board meeting for Tuesday, April 4th, 2023 for the Des Moines Public Schools to order. Ms. Rios, will you please take the roll?
Yes. Ms. Alonso Diaz?
Here.
Ms. Bradley?
Here.
Ms. Caldwell Johnson?
Here.
Ms. Knox?
Here.
Ms.
Here.
Martirana?
Here.
Ms. Norris? Ms. Sawyer? We have quorum.
Thank you. I would like to first ask for a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Motion and a second.
Bradley, move approval.
Alonso, second.
We have a motion from Bradley and a second from Alonso. Board members, please cast your votes. Motion passes 5-0. The next item on our agenda is the public forum, followed by the consent and regular agenda items. We provide speakers at the forum an opportunity to address the board for up to 3 minutes regarding items that are not on the board agenda. We also allow any person the opportunity to speak to the board for up to 5 minutes following the presentation of an agenda item. If anyone wishes to speak during any portion of the business meeting, please email rosa.rios@dmschools.org. The same speaking protocols apply to all individuals who wish to address the board. Speakers will be called individually, and we ask that they state their name and address prior to providing their comments. Students and minors do not have to provide home addresses. Guests of the board are encouraged to speak to matters relating to the programs, services, and operations of Des Moines Public Schools. Please remember that Iowa law prohibits us from discussing specific employees or their job performance. We ask all speakers to avoid references to personalities or character attacks, as those types of comments do not contribute to the purpose for which this public forum exists. The use of inappropriate language will not be tolerated, and individuals choosing to do so will be gavelled out of order and asked to excuse themselves from the premises and/or escorted out by district security. As a reminder to the board and public, the board will not engage in a discussion with public forum speakers, as it is our obligation to discuss only matters posted in the public agenda for the sake of transparency and the opportunity afforded to all community stakeholders. Matters requiring our attention will receive appropriate staff and/or board follow-up at a time after the meeting. Thanks for your participation. We appreciate your feedback and input. Ms. Rios, do we have any speakers for the public forum?
Yes, we do. First up, I'll call Chris Knott. You may approach the podium.
Good evening, board members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Chris Noth, and I'm the director of the YouthWorks program at Project Iowa. YouthWorks is a professional internship program that provides Des Moines Public School seniors with job skills training, mentoring, and post-high school planning support. The program is centered on a 9-month paid professional internship where students learn transferable skills such as communication, self-management, and problem solving, and they work side by side with professionals, building their network and social capital. This year, the program placed 6 East High School seniors in IT, finance, property management, and government. The mission of YouthWorks is to empower youth to succeed in life beyond high school by connecting them to pathways to meaningful living wage careers. YouthWorks partners with DMPS to serve students who have historically not had opportunities to participate in work-based learning programs. Far too many students are graduating high school in Des Moines without the skills, plans, and social capital necessary to get on the pathway to achieving their dreams. All too often, even in 2023, a student's zip code is predictive of the opportunities available to them. Together, we can change this. YouthWorks cannot exist without business partners who serve as hosts and provide mentors and supervisors for interns. From my conversations at East High School, I know there are more than 6 current juniors who want to participate this fall, but we need more internships in order to serve them. So this is a community call to action. If you would like to help create life-changing opportunities for local teens and help local companies create pipelines of young talent, there are a number of things you can do. First, talk to people in your workplace. Does your office need an extra set of hands or an infusion of youthful energy? Reach out to people you know in the Des Moines business community, decision makers in executive positions, human resources, or diversity, equity, and inclusion. Tell them about YouthWorks. 3, come to the Project Iowa Gala on April 13th in Des Moines. We're always trying to raise money, of course. And also connect with us at projectiowa.org/youthworks. When school districts, nonprofits, and businesses team up to create work-based learning opportunities, students win. With your help, YouthWorks will grow and impact students all across the district for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, I'll call David McCudden. You may approach the podium.
David McCudden, 410 North Hickory Boulevard, Pleasant Hill, Iowa. I'm here to talk about the 3rd grade math curriculum at Des Moines schools. I help in my daughter's 3rd grade with my daughter's 3rd grade students in math. I know there's been a difficult time for the past 2 years with COVID. In fact, I didn't work with children during COVID, but it wasn't much better prior to COVID for the 3 years that I did help in the classroom. Many children come into 3rd grade not knowing how to add or subtract. Before they're proficient in addition and subtraction, they're moved on to multiplication and division. Without good addition and subtraction skills, multiplication and division is even more difficult. When you throw in word story problems, especially 2-step problems, it gets more confusing for most 3rd graders. I try to use the distributive property as often as possible to help students with multiplication. When multiplying by 4, I tell my students to multiply by 2 twice and then add the 2 numbers. For example, 2 times 4 is 2 times 2 plus 2 times 2. 4 plus 4 equals 8. They can usually do that, but 4 times 8 is 2 times 8 plus 2 times 8 equals 16 plus 16, and they have a hard time coming up with 32. One student was trying to multiply 2 times 4. They didn't know the answer, so I asked them, what's 4 plus 4? They still didn't know the answer. I got frustrated, and I told them they should have known this in 2nd grade. It made them cry. Something I'll never forget. You'll have to excuse me. I have an anxiety disorder, and this is really hard for me.
You're fine. Take your time, sir. Take your time.
While these children are still struggling with multiplication and division, they're asked to learn fractions. Even the students with good math skills are struggling with fractions. I think it would be more helpful to teach them double-digit multiplication and long division. That would help. That would build on their multiplication and division skills. It would also help them understand fractions in the future. In my opinion, fractions shouldn't be taught at least until the 4th grade. Students are separated into different groups for reading according to their skill level. Perhaps we should do the same thing with math. It would be much easier to teach children that are on the same level in the same class rather than try to teach 3 or 4 different levels at one time. We need to give our children a good, strong math foundation to build on. If our children don't have a good math foundation, they'll get frustrated and just want to give up. Many of the workbooks and worksheets should be easier to understand. I have trouble understanding some of them myself. And once I do understand them, I think, why make it so difficult for 9-year-olds to figure this out? And at the end of this, I would love to see all of you come to Brubaker Elementary and see what we're up against. It's frustrating for teachers. It's frustrating for students. I'd love to see more parents come, get more involved. It's a struggle, if you can't tell. But a lot of this is just me and my disorder. I really appreciate your time, and I hope to see some of you at Brubaker and try to work on this problem. I think if we could send them into 4th grade with just good addition and subtraction skills, it would be so much easier for the 4th grade teachers, and then they could build on that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for being here this evening. Appreciate your comments, and you can count on seeing me at Brubaker. Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have any other recognitions, correct?
We have
Speakers.
We
Sorry.
don't have any more speakers for the public forum.
Okay, great. So we'll now move to district recognitions. In Des Moines Public Schools, we have some great partnerships, and one of the partnerships that I think is not only one of our longest standing, but one that has paid huge dividends is our partnership with Prairie Meadows and Polk County. I can't say enough about the collaborative work that we've done and the investment that both organizations have made in Des Moines Public Schools. So I would like to invite Julie Stewart from Prairie Meadows and Angela Conley from the Polk County Board of Supervisors forward for a check presentation that we are thrilled to receive.
Well, thank you for allowing us to be here. This is one of our favorite things that we get to do together is to present a check to Des Moines Public Schools. So first of all, I want to thank you for all the work that you do. And I know that your job is one of the toughest that we have in our city. So I'm sorry of all the things that you're facing in your district. I wish I could do more to help you, but know that if there is anything that Polk County government can do, that we're here to help you in any way that we can. I relayed that to Terry. I've told Jackie that, and I just want all of you to know that we're here to help in any way that we can. So with this small amount of money, we hope that you can use it. I know that you can. God knows that you can. I wish that we could do more. So we've had a strong partnership with Prairie Meadows, and we're thankful for all the work that they've done. And so thank you again for all the tireless work that I know that you do and the tough decisions that you have to make.
I just want to reiterate that we love this partnership. We have a great partnership with Polk County Supervisors. We love this $500,000 because this is discretionary, which means you all choose how you want to use it. And on behalf of our board of directors and Gary Palmer, there's no better impact for us than to impacting our youth and impacting the next generation. So I just want to reiterate, one of the things that we do at Prairie Meadows is we give away our used cards. And so your classroom is not the only, your daughter's classroom is not the only classroom that needs to go back to the basics. We get hundreds of calls from grade schools in Polk County all the time. And we give our used cards because that's how they teach them how to do math. So I'll connect with you to make sure your daughter's classroom has those used cards. But that's just another way how we give back. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I think we would like to do a photo, and if all the board members and our interim superintendent can join us down front, we'll get that taken care of. And thanks again, Angela and Julie.
Okay, now John. Okay, thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
In the mail, as they say.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes, that's so much money.
Is that already factored into our revenue?
No.
Set it aside. We will now move to the consent agenda. As a reminder to the board and public, the board will not engage in discussion or deliberation with the speaker regarding comments made to the agenda items. Discussion and deliberation will remain among board members at the board table with speakers' comments informing the board's discussion, deliberation, and determinations as deemed necessary. Ms. Rios, do we have any speakers for consent?
No, we do not.
Since there are no speakers, I believe Ms. Alonso Diaz has the consent motion.
I do. I move that the board approve the consent items in accordance with the recommended action for each item on the consent agenda, including bills previously authorized, certified, and approved for payment by the board secretary in the amount of $12,914,500.35. and procurement card transactions in the amount of $571,459.20.
Is there a second?
Martirano, second.
We have a motion from Alonso Diaz and a second from Martirano. Is there any discussion or are there any questions on our consent items this evening? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passed 0. Now we will move through a series of public hearings. I believe there are 10, so you'll just have to bear with me. We have item E1, public hearing for B 8872 Ruby Van Meter School Playground. The public hearing will come to order. Is there anyone that wishes to speak to this item? Hearing no one, I will close the public hearing and ask the superintendent to please introduce the matter.
I recommend the board. Try that again. I recommend the board review the proposed plans and specifications prepared by BBS Architects for new playground at Ruby Van Meter, hold a public hearing, and approve the plans.
Do I have a motion and a second?
Martirano, so moved.
Sawyer, second.
We have a motion from Martirano and a second from Sawyer. Is there any discussion or are there any questions? Hearing none, please vote. I thought I pushed it. 7-0. The next item is item E2, public hearing for B 8937 Lincoln Gymnasium floor refinish. The public hearing will come to order. Is there anyone that wishes to speak to this item? Hearing no one, we'll close the public hearing, and I'll ask the interim superintendent to please introduce the matter.
I recommend the board review the proposed plans and specifications prepared by Studio Melee for gymnasium floor refinish at Lincoln High School, hold a public hearing, and approve the plans.
Is there a motion and a second to approve?
Norris, second. Norris, motion to approve.
Alonso, second.
We have a motion from Norris and a second from Alonso. Is there any discussion or are there any questions? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes 7-0. The next item is item E3, public hearing B 8973 Monroe Chiller Installation. The public hearing will come to order. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Hearing no one, we'll close the public hearing and we'll ask the superintendent to introduce the matter.
I recommend the board review the proposed plans and specifications prepared by BBS Architects for chiller installation at Monroe Elementary School, hold a public hearing, and approve the plans.
Is there a motion and a second to approve?
Martirano, move approval.
Norris, second.
We have a motion from Martirano and a second from Norris. Does the board have any questions or comment? If not, please vote. There we go. Motion passes 7-0. The next item is item E4, Budget Amendment Public Hearing, Year-End 2023. The public hearing will come to order. Is there anyone wishing to speak to item E4? Hearing no one, we'll close the public hearing and ask the interim superintendent to introduce the matter.
I recommend the board approve the budget amendment for FY23 as presented following the public hearing.
Is there a motion and a second to approve?
Martirano, move approval.
Norris, second.
We have a motion from Martirano and a second from Norris. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, please vote. Motion passes 7-0. The next item is the public hearing for fiscal year 2024 proposed budget. The public hearing will come to order. Is there anyone wishing to speak to the fiscal 2024 proposed budget? Hearing no one, the hearing will close, and I'll turn it over to the interim superintendent to introduce the matter.
I recommend the board adopt the proposed budget for FY 2024 following the public hearing.
Is there a motion and a second to approve the proposed budget?
Alonso, so moved.
Norris, second.
Any discussion or questions?
Just want to say how much I, again, appreciate how the budget was laid out. And for those that are catching up, there's 3 wonderful work sessions that you can follow along to learn how the decisions were made.
Thank you, Jackie. Anything else from my board colleagues? Thank you. Please cast your vote. Motion passes 7-0. We will now move to information-only items. The first included in the agenda packet was F1, Des Moines Public Schools Foundation financial statements, and the second was item F2, Head Start Committee meeting minutes from February 2023. We'll now move to items of privilege, and I think I'll go last and open it up to my board colleagues to share anything that you'd like to in these items of privilege.
So I'd really like to thank our superintendent. It's hard to believe that maybe less than a week, there was a bill that was signed into law, otherwise known as the bathroom bill, that went into effect immediately, which for a school district with a lot of kids can be a lot of work. And I shouldn't have guessed any different, but you were on the phone immediately with all of the principals and all of the staff and set such a beautiful tone. And the tone was around how do we continue to create a welcoming environment for our students and still comply with the law. And I really appreciate that. And principals appreciated it and parents appreciated it. And I'm sure our students did too, but it really meant a lot. And it says a lot about who we are as a district. So thank you very much.
Other board comments?
I just have a couple. One, at our next board meeting, we will be monitoring several monitoring reports, and you should have all received an invitation to send me with the new monitoring documentation. So please use that to prepare for our next meeting. And the other is today was the first day of ISASP assessments, and I just want to thank all of the teachers who have been tirelessly preparing, the data teams who got all of the information into the system so that it would be a success, and of course the teachers who are giving it their all in a tough time for assessment. So thank you to all of you.
Other comments?
Oh, well, I just wanted to give a shout out to the North High Polar Bear Gala, which was on Saturday. It was very fun to be there with Kim and Kelly and to watch Matt Smith doing a wonderful speech. And just kudos to the North High community for raising, I think it was $88,000. So an impressive amount. That really goes a long way to fill the gaps for the activities for our students at North High School, to be able to have all of those amazing extracurricular activities that we know pay off when it comes to their education and engagement. So if anyone is interested in contributing or attending in the future, please make sure that you check it out on social media. It's always a wonderful time and just so proud to be a part of that community.
There we go. Okay. I just want to thank Cindy for having me at Mary Jackson Elementary. Have not been there since the name change. So it was great to see the things that they have going on there and some of the changes that they'll make in their new school year. I'm going to go to Hubble on Friday. So excited to be with those young people. And also, I just want to echo the sentiments to our teachers as well. Thank you for all the work you do, all of our staff within Des Moines Public Schools. I won't embarrass my daughter. She's in the crowd, but she is a product of Des Moines Public Schools. And I'm truly proud of her. And she's going to be a future teacher one day. And that's just because, no, I won't make her wave. And that's just because of the dedicated staff that we have in this district and the impact that they've made not only on her, but all the other students within our district. So always want to just say thank you for all that you do, because none of us up here know what it's like, but you are in the trenches every single day, and we appreciate all of the work you do.
I'd like to say exactly what Ms. Duana said, but in Spanish. No, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I know everybody is full of work, and it's beautiful to see people that are so passionate for serving the people, the community that we have, the students that we have, the families that we have. It's inspiring. And so thank you to all of you that do the work every single day. And when it comes to budget, thank you for all the work. that your staff has done.
Thank you to my board colleagues. A couple of things I would mention, and thank you, Ms. Norris, for your comment on the bathroom bill. This has been a particularly challenging legislative session, and one of the things that I'm most interested in once the session has concluded, which hopefully will be here in the next few weeks, is to really do a broad recap so that our community can understand not only the implications of the actions that were taken by the Iowa General Assembly, but the requirements of our district to, in some respects, literally turn on a dime and be in a position to make real-time decisions within less than 24 hours. And I applaud our district, but we have so much ahead relative to this year's session. And I really want to take the time to make sure that we as a board fully comprehend what has taken place. But it's equally important for us to convey to the community the impact of the legislative session this year and invite them to be our partners in advocating not only for public education, but for the 30,000+ students that we have here in Des Moines Public Schools. So you can expect that once the session concludes, we'll be preparing a recap here and also speaking to the impact of that legislation, not only on our district, but our students and families. The other thing I wanted to lift up was we are in the middle of a superintendent search, and we're hoping that our community is following us online. We have a ticker that sort of shows you where we are in our 4-phase process. We are in phase 3, which is the interview phase. Of course, we indicated early on that this was going to be a closed and confidential process, and we have done our best to adhere to that. And we thank the community for understanding the position that the board took in that regard. But I believe that given where we are right now, we can anticipate likely at some point later this month an announcement on the superintendency. So wanted to just update you on that. And then finally, I would really just like to echo my board's statements around the budget process this year. It was one of the most thorough processes that I've been involved with, and it gave us an opportunity to put our money where our mouth is, to fund our board goals and to be able to articulate how those dollars will hopefully advance the work that we have ahead of us. So I want to thank Matt, Shashank's staff, because I know there were a lot of people behind the scenes working to not only crunch numbers, but also put together the presentations. And I guess what I would say is, teamwork makes the dream work, and you have an amazing team, and I just really want to acknowledge the work that you've done. Final thing that I would offer is that while we did have the budget on the agenda tonight, and I anticipated we may spend a little bit more time, I think that this is a record, and I'm personally going to claim it for approval for a meeting where we've approved the budget. It may not yet. That would be a record for a meeting. But a meeting where we have approved the budget in such a short period of time. So I'm going to claim that. And I'm going to put that check next to my name. And whoever comes after me, let's see if you can beat it. So that notwithstanding, those are the things that I wanted to share, and I'll turn it over to our interim superintendent.
Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know how to thank you for your comments. This team has worked incredibly hard, and it pays off. And we've learned a lot, and we will continue to get better. So thank you so much. I would like to recognize some student awards. We've got a few things to celebrate. We always do. And so we'll lift a few of these up. So Central Campus teacher Tim Coleman took a group of students to Minneapolis for the Upper Midwest Emmy Chapter Awards for Student Productions. North's Abriana Hilson, Virtual Campus's Mary Chandra, and Roosevelt's Luke Garcia, John Carlson, and Logan Weston were all nominated for awards. Abriana Hilson received the Crystal Pillar for her short nonfiction, My PBS Mentorship. Her film will now go on to the national competition and will be judged by the National Academy of Television of Arts and Sciences in New York. Each of these students represents, if you come here, you can become a filmmaker here. So congratulations to each of you. Also want to recognize the Central Campus Marine Corps JROTC shooting team hosted and competed in the 2023 Iowa Junior Olympics Air Rifle State Championships. Central Campus won its 18th straight championship. The Central Campus JV team placed third. Des Moines Public Schools also swept the individual awards. North High School senior Hope Dobeck won the individual state championship, followed closely by teammate North High School junior Lizaelle Wright, who finished second, and Lincoln High School senior Paul Sleeth, who finished third. Also representing that if you come here, you can become a marksman here. So congratulations to each of you.
Thank you, Matt. If there are no other comments, we want to thank the public, both those in the room and those that are viewing, for joining us this evening. We greatly appreciate it. And without objection, this meeting is adjourned at 6:01.